Haiti, 12th of January, 2010. 38 seconds changed this impoverished country forever. A massive earthquake tore through the capital, Port-au-Prince. As the presidential palace crumbled, the quake laid waste to the whole city and the lives of millions of people.
The world is coming to an end!
The impact of Haiti's earthquake will be felt for generations. In the darkness of the days that followed, a few remarkable rescue stories provided some glimmers of hope. Month by month, those who'd been trapped beneath the rubble have begun to pull their lives back together. We follow the struggle of one survivor's family to put a roof over their heads. Through their battles to rebuild their lives, we watch the country's first faltering steps out of the rubble and towards recovery. The following days reveal the scale of the disaster. Hundreds of thousands are dead or injured. Government and infrastructure are all but wiped out. Aid teams descend on Haiti, but the task confronting them is overwhelming. In a country of 10 million, over 1 million are left homeless. As a result of the earthquake, Port-au-Prince, the capital of this former French colony, has turned into a sea of rubble and tents. Since her house was destroyed, Elsie Clerget and her children have been forced to live in one of the makeshift camps that have sprung up around the capital.
Where we are living is quite miserable. We've got no money. Even the aid we hear about, we haven't seen any of it.
Their shelter is made from sticks and tarpaulin. All 5 share a mattress. Unless they get it off the ground, it will get soaked in the rain. When the earthquake struck, Elsie's youngest son and daughter were buried in the rubble of their house. For 9 days, she thought they were both dead.
For those 9 days, I never went back to the house. I never went. I was just crying that I had lost 2 children. But then a neighbor went there looking for some clothes. He heard a noise and came closer. He thought it was a ghost, a zombie. He thought surely after 9 days there couldn't be anyone still alive.
Elsie's youngest son, Clarence, was killed. But 11-year-old Menji had survived.
She was under the rubble. Broken glass fell on her and tore her up like this. She was in a very bad state. Her lips, belly, and feet were covered in scabs.
I had no food or water. When I was thirsty, I drank my wee. Everyone tells me it was a miracle. They say I'm special and that God loves me.
I said God is loyal, God is great, and I was really happy.
Elsie couldn't save her son, but she is determined that the lives of her remaining children are not destroyed because of the earthquake as well.
My hope is to find somewhere permanent for me and the kids. We haven't got a plan B, really. For us, it's hard to see a future. The earth might shake again. We are just here, waiting. I've heard they might move us on from here, but it's just rumors.
C'est ça, alors c'est humain.
Even before the earthquake, surviving in Haiti was a struggle. Unemployment had reached 80%. With little infrastructure or public services, the country was heavily dependent on foreign aid and intervention. 6 weeks from the earthquake, and Haiti's main port is up and running. Food, tents and water are arriving in greater volumes. Much of it ends up at the largest official camp, where food and medical care are free to its 50,000 inhabitants. But little aid reaches the many unofficial camps, like the one where Elsie and her family live, and now they are being forced to leave. For Menji, it's not good news.
I'm not happy to go because I have friends here and neighbours. I'm not happy to go.
Despite the fact that Menji spent all that time under the ball, nobody from the government has come by to see how we are. Nobody's come to ask if we are okay or not. We've never had that sort of visit.
The only contact Elsie has had with the authorities was a visit from the police, and that was to evict them. They didn't want squatters in this upmarket suburb.
Yes, the police threatened us. They'll beat us up if we don't leave. They haven't told us where to go. We have to sort ourselves out. We're afraid of a lot of things. We don't have a good government.
Before the earthquake, Elsie had a grocery store and earned enough to send her kids to school. Now, as their shelter's dismantled, she's forced to fight every plank and pole.
C'est pour famille ça. Bois ça est pour famille ça, mais affaire yo là pour venir. C'est pas bon pour la santé. Eh ben on pick up, non?
A friend is giving them a lift to another unofficial camp.
Même tellement sale, faut me faire 3 jours bien avant me laver même. On va me mettre en bas dans bouche.
They head off into the night with no idea what to expect next. Back in Port-au-Prince, Elsie and her family are clinging together for comfort. They are living on top of an old landfill site, the best place they could find after their eviction.
We have no choice. Life took us here. Hopefully God will protect us. We are so scared.
Keeping a family going in these conditions is tough.
When there is a man in the house, one feels stronger. But since there isn't a man and I'm all alone with my children, I'm really scared.
The 2 fathers of Elsie's children both left her. Shadrach, her 19-year-old son, worries about the strain on her.
My mum doesn't have a job. Sometimes people who know her bring her food, but it isn't enough. When she's with us, she's fine. But when she's alone, she cries. She's scared.
The family settles down for the night.